Hi friends, welcome to another video lecture of this present module. We shall solve some problems based upon the discussions that we had uh, in the previous video. These problems are very important and they are time tested questions, and surely you can expect these questions for your internals as well as for your final examinations also. So please lay more impetus on this. The first question is, show that the sum of two independent Gaussian random variables is Gaussian. Okay. Show that the sum of two independent Gaussian random variables is Gaussian. Or another way of putting this question is this. Consider the Gaussian random variable of mean mu x and variance sigma x squared, defined as fx of x is equal to 1 by sigma x into root 2 pi, square root of 2 pi, multiplied by e to the power of minus x minus mu x the whole squared by 2 sigma x squared. The characteristic function of this random variable is given by phi x of j omega is equal to e to the power of j omega mu x minus omega squared sigma x squared by 2. Another random variable, capital Y, is also Gaussian distributed with mean mu y and variance sigma y squared. Obtain the characteristic function w is equal to x plus y. So these are two ways in which this question can be asked. So very important. So please practice this as many number of times as possible. So the characteristic function of an arbitrary Gaussian single random variable capital X, which we have derived in module 1, is found to be phi x of j omega, which is equal to e to the power of j omega mu x minus omega squared sigma x squared by 2. Call it equation 1. And since the characteristic function of any arbitrary Gaussian or normal single random variable capital Y can also be expressed in a similar way as equation 1 as phi y of j omega is equal to e to the power of j omega mu y minus omega squared into sigma y squared by 2. Call it equation 2. So the characteristic function for y also has got the same shape as that of the characteristic equation for random variable capital X. Of course, both are Gaussian distributed. Now, if I assume that both x and y are independent random variables, then from the previous derivation that we did, we know that if w is equal to x plus y, then the characteristic equation or the characteristic function of w is equal to the product of the characteristic functions of x and y respectively. So that is phi w of j omega is equal to phi x of j omega multiplied by phi y of j omega. So that's why I shall multiply equations 1 and 2. So I get phi w of j omega is equal to e to the power of j omega mu x minus omega squared sigma x squared by 2 multiplied by e to the power of j omega mu y minus omega squared sigma y squared by 2. Or using the laws of indices, I get phi omega of j omega is equal to e to the power of j omega into mu x plus mu y minus omega squared into sigma x squared plus sigma y squared by 2. Call it equation 3. So comparing equation 3 with either 1 or 2, we can say that the sum of the two independent Gaussian random variables is Gaussian, which proves the given question. Now, second question, or second problem, I mean to say, two zero mean Gaussian random variables x and y are added. So that is w is equal to x and y. So x and y are two Gaussian random variables which have zero mean, and standard deviation equal to 1 and variance is equal to 1. That's their meaning. So let me repeat. Two zero mean Gaussian random variables x and y are added. So it means their mu x is equal to 0 and mu y is equal to 0. So w is equal to x plus y is the corresponding formula through which it is added. So here variances are different. Sorry, I haven't seen it. So, but their variances are given by sigma x squared is equal to 3 and sigma y squared is equal to 7. So I should find the characteristic function of w. Yeah, it's quite a simple problem. Now, two zero mean Gaussian random variables means mu x is equal to 0, mu y is equal to 0, or mx is equal to 0, my is equal to 0, sigma x squared is equal to 3, sigma y squared is equal to 7. These two are the variances of x and y respectively. Now, standard deviation sigma x of x, standard deviation of x, x is sigma x is equal to root 3, standard deviation of y is sigma y is equal to root 7. So the characteristic function of w is given by phi w of j omega is given by e to the power of j omega into mu x plus mu y minus omega squared by 2 into sigma x squared plus sigma y squared. I am using this equation. Which I have derived in problem 1. Now substitute the values of mu x, mu y, sigma x square and sigma y square. Mu x is equal to 0, mu y is equal to 0. He has already mentioned in the problem statement. Substitute sigma x squared and sigma y squared equal to 3 and 7 respectively. So by doing so, I get 5 omega of j omega is equal to e to the power of j omega into 0 plus 0 minus omega squared by 2 into 3 plus 7, or 5 w of j omega is equal to exponent minus 5 omega squared I get. Of course, all these have limits ranging from minus infinity to plus infinity. So minus infinity less than omega less than infinity is the limits for 5 w of j omega. Okay. So this is the problem of, this is the solution of problem 2. But please remember the problem 1 solution, very, very important. Next we shall go for problem 3. Let x and y be exponentially distributed random variables with fx of x is equal to lambda exponent minus lambda x for x greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for lambda less than 0. Then obtain the characteristic function of and PDF of w is equal to x plus y here it is. So I have got the formula fx of x which I am reproducing here. The fx of x is exponentially distributed. Similarly, fy of y is also exponentially distributed. So fx of x is equal to lambda exponent minus lambda x, x for x greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for x less than 0. Whereas fy of y is also exponentially distributed, which is given by lambda e to the power of minus lambda y for y greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for y less than 0. I need to find the PDF w is equal to x plus y. Right? From the previous discussions, we have derived that the PDF of fw of w is given by fx of x convoluted with fy of y. This is the linear convolution. Now express this in the form of a convolution integral. So fw of w is given by integral minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x into fy of w minus x. So substitute fx of x and also substitute fy of w minus x. So in fy of w y, replace y by w minus y. Okay. Now this fw of w can be written as integral minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x into fy of w minus x dx. So replace this fx of x by lambda e to the power of minus lambda x. Replace fy of w minus x in terms of lambda into e to the power of minus lambda into w minus x. Let me repeat what we are doing because here is the main key step. Fx of x is given by this exponential distribution formula lambda e to the power of minus lambda x for x greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for x less than 0. Now replace fx of x by this this lambda e to the power of minus lambda x, and also replace this fy of w minus x also by lambda e to the power of minus lambda into w minus x dx. Right? Now lambda into lambda, I have lambda squared. Lambda squared is a constant, so I have pulled it outside the integral sign. Now this reduces to integral minus infinity to plus infinity e to the power of minus lambda x into e to the power of minus lambda into w minus x dx. Okay, but strictly speaking, e to the power of minus the integral limits reduces to lambda squared into integral 0 to w, because both this fx of x is existing only for x greater than or equal to 0. It doesn't exist for x less than 0. So due to which the integral limits from minus infinity to plus infinity reduces to integral 0 to w. So this becomes lambda squared integral 0 to w e to the power of minus lambda x into e to the power of minus lambda into w minus x dx. Or split this exponential, I get lambda squared into integral 0 to w e to the power of minus lambda x e to the power of minus lambda w into e to the power of lambda x dx. E to the power of minus lambda x into e to the power of lambda x is e to the power of 0, which is equal to 1. So that's why I get lambda squared integral 0 to w e to the power of minus lambda w into dx. Now e to the power of minus lambda w is a constant because I am integrating with respect to x. There is no x term in the exponential. So this also I can pull it outside the integral sign, I mean. So this becomes lambda squared e to the power of minus lambda w into integral 0 to w dx. Integral dx is x. So here this would be lambda squared e to the power of minus lambda w into x with limit 0 to w. Or I get fw of w is equal to lambda squared w e to the power of minus lambda w for w greater than or equal to 0 and 0 for w less than 0. So this is this is called as Erlang distribution. Okay, this is called Erlang distribution of order 2. This is called Erlang distribution of order 2. Erlang is a scientist who gave this distribution. So the convolution of two exponential distributions gives me Erlang distribution. Okay. Now characteristic function for w is equal to x plus y I have to calculate. So that is simply given by phi x of j omega this fellow has made a silly mistake here. Phi x of j omega is given by expected value of e to the power of j omega x. Phi x of j omega is equal to e to the power expected value of e to the power of j omega x, which is equal to integral minus infinity to plus infinity fx of x e to the power of j omega x dx. So this correction you have to make. The correction would be there in the video, right? Though I have deleted it. So this would be, but here fx of x is defined only for x greater than or equal to 0. That is, it is having a non-zero value of lambda e to the power of minus lambda x for x greater than or equal to 0, and it is having a 0 value for x less than 0. That's why due to which phi x of j omega becomes integral 0 to infinity lambda e to the power of minus lambda x into e to the power of j omega x dx. This is equal, lambda is a constant, pull it outside, combine the two exponentials, I get lambda integral 0 to infinity e to the power of minus x into lambda minus j omega into x. Now I need to evaluate this. For evaluating this, I shall use this formula. Integral e to the power of alpha x dx is equal to e to the power of alpha x by alpha. So here alpha is equal to what? Minus of lambda minus j omega. So I get lambda into e to the lambda into minus e to the power of minus x into lambda minus j omega by lambda minus j omega limit 0 to infinity. So substitute the lower and the upper limits. So I get lambda by lambda minus j omega into minus e to the power of minus infinity plus e to the power of 0 because I have a minus sign here. E to the power of minus infinity is 0, e to the power of 0 is 1. So I get 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1, or phi x of j omega is equal to lambda by lambda minus j omega. Similarly, phi y of j omega is also given by lambda minus j omega itself. So due to which, applying the result that we derived in the previous videos, that if w is equal to x plus y, the characteristic function of w is equal to the product of the characteristic functions of the random variables x and y. So I have phi w of j omega is equal to phi x of j omega into phi y of j omega. So substitute these two, which is equal to lambda by j omega, lambda by lambda minus j omega into lambda by lambda minus j omega, or I get lambda by lambda minus j omega the whole squared. So this represents the characteristic function of the Erlang random variable of order 2. So I am taking exponential distribution, the convolution of them results in the characteristic function of the Erlang distribution of order 2. Okay, it means the convolution of two exponential random variables gives me a Erlang distribution of order 2. Thank you. We shall continue with the other problems in the next videos.